Hello and welcome to today's episode of the Running in Circles podcast. In today's episode, we talk about how we discovered our passion. And joining me in today's episode are two of my friends from the first episode again, Piyush and Vidyuth.
Hey Pallav, glad to be back again.
Yeah,
Yeah, same here. Hi, Palav. How you doing?
I'm good. All right, so let's start. So, finding your passion, the early seeds towards finding your passion was probably like sowed in school days. So I'll start off with how did school education play a role in finding like your likes and dislikes towards anything, any profession that you might want to pursue? Starting with you, Piyush.
Yeah, like most of us definitely have been to school, right? You just
Absolutely.
ask a random person, there's a good chance that he'll say, Yes, I've been to school. I can't speak for the rural areas, but definitely in a city, you'll find someone 100% going to school. So, school is where most of us are definitely exposed to a variety of subjects, variety of people, variety of teachers and adults who have different experiences. So, I guess it's like because of our exposure to so many things, we were able to understand what um, we can be good at, what uh, we are not good at, and what would suit us, what would suit our needs, what depending on our backgrounds, what would be helpful to us. So yeah, I mean, and we spend a lot of time in school. Literally, we spend 5 to 6 days a week for almost what,
8 hours.
8 hours?
Yeah,
Yeah, 8 hours in school with the same people through almost 10 years.
more than that.
So it definitely plays a very major role because school is what is always there. Even if you're not in school, school is always in your in the background molding you somewhat
Hmm.
because you've had a lot of experiences which carry forward to wherever you go. And those
Hmm.
are the experiences which we primarily learn because that was our learning phase, that was our growing phase.
Absolutely.
So that's my take on how school
Hmm.
has helped us.
Hmm. What do you think about it, Vidyuth?
Like you mentioned, since we have spent most of our time in school, like most of the time of our life in school, like almost 10 years or even more, like all the influences which are created, they are going to be biased, obviously, towards what you choose.
Hmm.
Like I feel, so personally speaking, I feel my interests was shaped in stages. So the first stage was initially like finding out, am I interested in uh, science or am I interested in commerce?
Hmm.
And myself coming from a commerce background family, uh, like it would seem that I would be interested in that field again because my parents would have forced me into that, uh, which was their like wish initially. But luckily for me, I was surrounded by all of you guys who were like science enthusiasts.
Hmm.
So I was able to shift my focus towards science, and we were able to share most of our ideas. I think that's like the most important thing. Once
Hmm.
people start sharing ideas, and once you try to find a common standpoint, that's when you start slowly building up interests towards one
Anything.
subject or the other, right?
Hmm.
And initially, or actually, especially during 8th, 9th, and 10th grade, we had a multitude of subjects like
Hmm.
ranging what like geography, which is still, I still feel it's a part of science, right? Or
All
like
right.
Yeah,
engineering
geography is
science.
social
No,
science,
I meant
right?
engineering science. That's what I meant, right?
Okay, okay.
Okay.
Yeah. And we also had physics, and physics itself has multiple branches, and computer science and chemistry, right? So those were like the four main uh, subjects which had like the tag science behind them, right?
Hmm.
And our group especially, we were more towards Android and stuff like that, so we were a little more interested towards computer science, and we were able to talk more about it, and that's why most of us, we seem to choose our paths that direction, right? So that's what I feel
Hmm.
when surrounded by a group of people who share common ideas, and you can talk about that, your ideas and your passions will be streamlined towards that particular subject, although you're not confirming,
Hmm.
but still, right? That's
Yeah,
my take on it.
Yeah, that's
absolutely.
true.
Yeah, absolutely. So besides like sharing ideas and like shaping your personality, I also feel that school has also played a large role in um, roughly shaping what field you like or dislike. Like let's say to broadly classify the school subjects, we had English, and you can say English and writing was there. Then you had math, then you had sciences where, I mean, physics, chemistry, bio, everything was there. Then you can say you had
Yes.
social sciences. So I can say that uh, school at least told us about which subjects you like and which subjects you don't like. For example, to take my example, I didn't like going into history and then going into geography and then finding out like going through topography and finding out how many symmetries are there and all that. But
Triangulated height.
yeah, triangulated height or
Yes, yes.
symmetries. So I mean, it roughly gave me an idea on, okay, let's say I want to go into science. I don't know where in science, but that's where I want to be headed. So I think college was like steering us towards a destiny not known. And yeah, it just like shifted us in a direction. That's it. All right. So moving on. So now our paths have been the same till 10th, but like from after 10th to like where you guys are studying right now, what made you choose that particular path? Piyush.
Yeah, so I am in an MBBS college
Hmm.
because I had a good interest in science, especially biology.
Hmm.
And I wouldn't say I was like great at artwork, but I had a knack for good artwork.
Hmm.
And I had an interest in a variety or a vast number of topics or subjects. But science was definitely the topmost. It's
Hmm.
like
Hmm.
um, out of all the subjects that we had, civics was probably the one which I did not like. And I have continued to dislike it because I still do not keep up much with politics or anything. If you ask me a political question, I would usually take a diplomatic stand or I would not say anything because I don't know anything about it.
Hmm. Hmm.
So it has definitely continued through because of my disinterest in civics. But
Hmm.
science was something that I was so interested in that now, even if you tell me something that is not in my field but related to science, I would definitely be very interested. Like,
Hmm.
um, why is why is space black even though there are so many stars emitting so much light? Is that even related to MBBS? No.
No.
But I went and looked up. I learned about redshift. I understand it now. It
Hmm.
is really interesting to me. So I'm a man of science. So I'm not limited just by MBBS.
Hmm.
Any science definitely interests me. So
Yeah.
because of that, I chose science for my 11th and 12th. I was sure of it that I wanted to choose science. There was no doubt there.
Hmm.
So in 11th and 12th, and because I had a special interest in biology, I took PCMB. And in 11th and 12th, I further progressed towards liking biology because I was oriented towards liking biology. I did not have a computer science subject. Um, I I did not hate computer science, but I was poor at it in the start. And then my father helped me a lot because he's from an engineering computer science background.
Hmm.
So in 1 month, he taught me everything that I need to know about Java that I did not learn in a whole year.
Whoa.
Yeah, and from failing in computer science in 10th grade to getting 98 out of 100 in board exams is a, I mean, you can see how much my
Yeah,
father helped me.
that's a big jump.
Exactly. I got 21 out of 100 in my first term exam in 10th grade, and then I got
Hmm.
98 out of 100.
Yeah,
Huge.
yeah, yeah.
So yeah, I didn't mind knowing about computer. Like I know a few things. I won't be able to relate much with computer science students, but a few things here and there, like how a semicolon can destroy a whole
Yeah.
program.
So yeah, 11th and 12th, since I had biology as my major subject, I got more exposed to it. Um, there's a lot of practical work also. I love practical work, lab work. I'm great with the microscope or performing any like slide preparations. So that one definitely helped me think that I would be more interested in medicine, but I wasn't still totally sure about medicine because biotech was also another field of science where I could have merged my love for biology and other subjects.
Hmm.
So I was definitely considering biotech because I was more inclined towards research than clinicals. So biotech was one of the options, and I did not mind if I got another engineering subject because after 12th, I actually gave almost every exam that you can think of: Comet
Yeah,
K, KCET,
absolutely. Like
NEET,
so many
J.
people are confused during 12th, like which path to go because there are so many options, right? Like law, engineering, medicine, aircraft, aviation.
Yeah,
Sorry. Yeah. So absolutely
exactly.
continue.
So I gave JE mains also. Obviously, I didn't go on to advanced.
Hmm.
Um, and I gave PESAT. Then I gave the Manipal exam. I gave VIT exam. But since I wasn't studying for the engineering exams, I didn't really get much. Like I didn't get good seats there. I got Don Bosco in KCET. In Comet K, I had an option to take any college in Bangalore for biotech. I actually even went to the counseling and got my, like, I paid a small amount of fee to get what do you say?
Your seat
Con-
reserved, confirmed.
yeah, I
Sorry.
get seat. Yeah, seat confirmed for MS Ramaya Biotech.
Hmm.
But then after that, it's like I tried in Bangalore, but I did not get a medical seat in Bangalore. So we went to Andhra, and since I got a medical seat in Andhra, I ditched the biotech plan.
And what was the reason? Like, I mean, between biotech and MBBS, what was the like? How do you figure out you want to do MBBS?
Because India is not a big place for biotech. That's what I can say.
As
It,
in, the research isn't well funded in biotech.
it's not a, what do you say?
Scope? You mean scope?
Yeah, the scope is not
For biotech
good.
isn't.
Good, yeah, it's not good in India. So,
Hmm.
and it's not like I hated MBBS science. I loved MBBS too.
Hmm.
So that was definitely my primary goal. My fallbacks were biotech in case I did not get an MBBS seat anywhere.
Okay, fair.
Yeah. So that's how I ended up in MBBS. But
Hmm.
then
Hmm.
my primary reason for even liking biology is that one random day it's like we've all known this, but we've not realized it. It's like one random day I was just thinking how two singular cells from two separate human beings
Hmm.
randomly merge and form such a complex system that
Yeah.
can live, breathe, talk, walk. It- like, imagine how two single cells are becoming a whole organ. That really fascinated me. So I definitely wanted biology after that.
Hmm.
So that was my primary reason for um,
Choosing
ending up
MBBS.
where I am right now. Yeah.
Hmm. All right. So Vidyut, what was your story like?
My story might sound very similar to yours, maybe because we we ended up choosing science and
Hmm.
all. ended up choosing the same branch, although at
Yeah.
different college, right? No, so actually, the interesting thing is, if I would have chosen my 11th and 12th college differently, again, my interest would have been influenced. Like Piyush mentioned, like it would be on science, obviously, but which of science? Not certainly bio, because I can't draw. That I know for well, and that's my number one aversion towards bio and MBBS. I'm like, I can't draw anything. I don't want to draw any more in my life. So I was pretty sure that I'll either start going towards computer science or towards any other, actually towards mechanical,
Hmm.
and then or towards electrical or electronics. So what happened was in 11th and 12th, I ended up in really good school called Presidency School,
Hmm.
and I met a bunch of people over there who are extremely smart, and because I spent those 2 years with them, my interest was more towards classical physics and mechanics and stuff like that.
Hmm.
So I wanted to choose mechanical engineering.
Hmm.
And then after writing CET and all those drama, I finally ended up in PS, and I got a seat for mechanical engineering.
Hmm.
And you know how the first two semesters you have a multitude of subjects which has like different like how different branches feel. I certainly
Hmm.
feel they should keep like longer, like they should extend this thing so that we are still clear of what we are choosing, right? I hope
Hmm.
that system one day. So we had the subject of electricals, and we also had a subject called electronics. And
Hmm.
I like, uh, and I keep saying this to my friends who are there in my college, that the reason I took electronics was because of the teacher who taught me electronics. She was super nice, and she actually, the way she taught made me,
Made you
so,
like electronics.
yeah, yeah, she made me super interested towards that field of electronics, although it was like a very small portion of what electronics was, right? And I feel that was like the one of the best decisions I've ever taken, where I would change my branch from mechanical towards electronics. And now I'm still sticking with that and trying to find out, trying to explore even more in the field. So again,
Hmm.
like, goes down to the fact that the people who you meet and the uh, group of friends who you make, that'll all influence towards
Your
what you're planning.
choices.
Yeah.
Hmm.
Although it might seem a little contradicting to what Piyush said, where his interests seem to stem from what he felt as an individual, right? So for me, it was a little different
Hmm.
because
Yeah, I mean, it definitely wouldn't have been due to my friends because I think 90% of my friends are engineers.
Mhm.
So
Yeah.
that definitely leads me to the interest in science because 100%, okay, 90% of my friends are science background students.
Hmm.
So that kept me interested. Even though I'm in MBBS, I'm still interested to know stuff about electronics and computer science. I don't mind.
Yeah, so that's the same thing. So I couldn't choose computer science. I would have probably chosen computer science if I was influenced by other set of people. But luckily, my inclination was towards classical physics,
Hmm.
how the electron works. I mean, how the electron works in certain devices, and how it moves, right? So
Yeah.
that certainly drew me in.
And that is how you chose electronics. All right. So I'll talk about my story. So if school taught us about what subjects to like and not like, 11th and 12th was mainly about going in depth in science and then figuring out whether you like it or not. Like after 10th, my focus was obviously, um, not obviously, but my focus shifted towards like JE and other entrance exams that that help you get into an engineering college.
Yeah.
So I joined um, tuition classes in Fiji. So there I would say the amount of in-depth studies in each of these subjects, like in PCM subjects, was so high that it actually brought out a clear picture in which branches of science to pursue and not to pursue. So in, let's say chemistry. So when I learned about like inorganic chemistry and like organic chemistry and molecule structures and all that,
Yes, yes.
immediately I had a disliking towards chemistry. And that's how, you know chemistry was like a strict no in my future. And then I
Okay.
would and then when we did physics also, physics was again very vast, right? Like you had um like classical physics and like modern physics, which is like electronics kind of
Hmm.
things. So when
Yeah.
you do things like moment of inertia and all that, that I found that
Mhm.
physics a little hard. And like the modern physics like electronics, and I found that more attractive. And that's how I also thought that okay, mechanical is not going to be my thing. And then coming to computer science was always something I was decently good at. With I chose that in 10th also, in 12th also. So I was always good at that, and I didn't have problems in that. So now when it comes to college, um, I gave all the exams that you mentioned, and I did well in those also. Like I qualified for advanced, and I cleared BitSat, and that's how I ended up there. But coming to the stream which I chose, I was open to like two streams, which is electronics and computer science. I would have preferred, I don't know if I would have preferred computer science or electronics, but I was only eligible for electronics in bits, because you know how it works, right? You need to get a good rank and all that. So I was eligible
Yeah,
for
yeah.
like electronics, so that was like I was okay with it. So then I went ahead and pursued with electronics engineering. Um,
Hmm.
yeah, and all right. So we'll move on to the last part, which is that now, of course, when we are in college, we would have figured out so many subdomains or sub careers possible even within our respective degree programs, right?
Yeah.
So how did you go about like choosing in which field, or like what do you want to like specialize in? Starting with you, Piyush.
So, first thing is, I haven't completely chosen what I would like to do after MBBS. I'm still in the process of finding what I want to do, what I want to make my career to be. So, but I do have um, like a few interests that uh, I have shown in subjects throughout the years. Like in first year, we have anatomy, physiology, and biochemistry. Out of these three, I really love anatomy. I have
Hmm.
performed a dissection on a whole human body, dead one.
Yeah.
That's gross.
um, yeah, you can't relate. But
Yeah.
I've never felt it gross. Like I've always been excited to see what is there, how organs are arranged. I've always been interested in that. So it's like if I had to choose one out of these three, I would choose anatomy. Now in second year, there was pharmacology, which deals with medicines, pathology, which deals with the reason
Diseases.
for a disease, yeah,
Hmm.
and microbiology, which deals with microscopic organisms, and forensic medicine, which is the legal aspect of medicine.
Hmm.
I was really interested in forensic medicine in second year.
Hmm.
Um, and in second year is where my I developed a special interest towards teaching a subject rather than doing the subject. So I'm actually even considering just um, like choosing a subject that will enable me to better teach in a MBBS college rather than
Hmm.
me performing clinicals.
Like a
I wouldn't
professor
mind
kind of
that.
thing.
Exactly, yeah,
Hmm.
because I love forensic medicine. It's really good.
Hmm. Hmm.
It's really interesting too. It's not very medicine related. It's related to laws, and you need to have a medical background to understand it because only a forensic medicine doctor can like he's like a professional in it. So only
Hmm.
his word counts.
Hmm.
Like he does the post-mortem, he tells why the person died.
Hmm.
He confirms. So yeah, I'm interested in that. And now currently I'm in third year towards the last phase. Since 2020 happened, COVID-19 happened. I wasn't very much exposed to the three subjects of third year. That's ophthalmology related to the eyes, community medicine, that is medicine, but for the community, the whole country, you can say,
Hmm.
and
Hmm.
or the whole world also, and ENT, which is ear, nose, and throat. I don't have a particular interest in ENT, but I really love ophthalmology and community medicine. So I am definitely considering those two. But a general thing that I found is I'm definitely interested in surgery more than medicine because I've had the knack for art, dissection, then like skilled
Human
work.
bodies.
Yeah, I mean, skilled work, right, with your hands
Hmm.
rather than just thinking what the cause of the disease, thinking how to treat it with medicines. I'd rather prefer to perform surgery and help a person. So yeah,
Hmm.
I think I might take something in surgery. I'm still not clear on it because next year I'll have better exposure to the general surgery, general medicine. So there I will get to, I'll definitely be sure. And the
Hmm.
other thing is there's a huge competition because um, there's like if you compare PG seats to
UG.
um, UG seats, I think it's like one third or even lesser.
Oh.
So if there are, I think it's probably lesser. I guess it's like if 300 people pass out, maybe 3 or 30 get a PG seat. So yeah,
Mhm.
the competition is definitely there.
All
Let's
right.
see what happens.
Yeah. All right. So with it, what was I mean, what sub career would you like to specialize in?
So in my like for the first time when I went into the EC department, we had an orientation from the HOD, and he came to us. He came to our class, and then he told like you have to you have to find out what are the different branches
Hmm.
in and you must try to develop an interest. And he gave like a few options. One was embedded systems, obviously. Then you had
Hmm.
VL,
Yeah.
that's pretty obvious. Then you had communications,
Hmm.
and you had
Absolutely.
right.
Yeah.
And initially, I was a little going away towards uh, going away from sorry
Classical,
VLSI.
electrical.
Yeah, like I wasn't that interested in VLSI, but I was certainly interested in signals
Hmm.
and systems. And hence, my interest,
Communication.
yeah, it shifted towards communication, and it still holds. But as the subjects came towards VLSI, I started developing interest even in VLSI. So I am in a little bit of a bother right now, and it's a good thing to bother about,
Yeah.
right?
Absolutely. I mean, it's a
So you
good.
have a bunch of options. Now, even now, after seeing a few embedded systems, things like after going through things like real-time operating systems and things like the ARM Cortex, I've started developing an interest even towards that. So I'm still, undecided, but I do have a little bias towards communication. Let's see where
Hmm.
that goes. So let's see what I'll get in my masters. Whichever it is, I will take it up. So
Yeah.
that my best decision was taking the entire EC branch, and it turns out that I like everything in that. So it works
Yeah.
out.
Yeah. So
That's
that
great
was
when you like everything in
exactly,
subject. You have a
exactly
lot of options.
I
like
know,
that.
I know.
That's such a straight story for you because like I have a slightly different story because so I chose electronics thinking about I'll get a job in like fabrication like chips used to fascinate me a lot. So I thought let's see how a career in fabrication goes. And I chose electronics and instrumentation. So that's less on communication and less on electrical also. But then obviously in second year, when you do all the like basic electrical and electronics courses, I was exposed to these two legendary courses called as electrical machines and electronic devices. So these two courses was when I realized that electrical is and electronics is not gonna, I cannot handle these two subjects. Um, so I
You
mean,
say it's legendary.
yeah, these two courses are very legendary. So uh, so that's when I realized that okay, it's about time I start exploring different options. So then I'm happy that my college has given a bit of flexibility in choosing your courses. So then computer science was always a thing for me, right? So I aligned all my my open electives or whatever to taking computer courses. So I took like different courses like object oriented programming, operating systems, neural networks, and things like that. So, and I'm glad that I at least liked the subjects that I chose. And that is how I figured out that, okay, this is, if programming is your thing, then you can maybe specialize in it. And also, one important thing that really like got me firm on choosing something was the project that I did. So I did a project in machine learning. So I mean, doing that project, I enjoyed it quite a lot, and that eventually, got me into computer science and things like that. So yeah, so I mean, the life, my life probably took slight bit of turn there in terms of not choosing electronics and going towards computer. So yeah, so I still haven't figured out what job in computer science domain I want because there are so many domains, right? Like you can be a software developer, you can be a data scientist and things like that. So
Yep.
I don't know which job I'll be looking for, but I do know that that's a job I like and that's a job I don't like. All right. So do you guys have anything else to say?
I might even consider going abroad. Like USA is difficult, but not impossible. So yeah, USA and Germany are my two options. So I have actually started learning German, little. So let's see where that takes us. I also have a lot of options, so I think I should also be good because I'm interested in just teaching or clinical subjects, and I have interest in many subjects. So I should be good. Yeah.
I
Uh,
think abroad might be like a far-fetched option. I'm not really sure. But again, I want to write GATE. Unfortunately, couldn't do that this year.
hmm,
I will try it much more, with much more focus the next GATE exam, so that I can get probably in one of the premier institutions of IITs or IISCs, so that I can streamline whatever I'm choosing. I think the thing is, in general, when you're choosing your passion, for me, it was more like as I went forward, I was able to discover more and more. And I think I will still, take the help of time and people around me to show me what's good and what's bad, and I will be the judge of that, right?
hmm,
Yeah. So that's my final remark for this.
all right.
Society also plays a major factor, right? Because a lot of subjects are highly misunderstood in
Yeah.
India.
Yeah. That is true.
Yeah, that
So
is
that
true.
is very difficult to take. Like there are many subjects in MBBS also that people don't find respect worthy. So that is also a big
Mhm.
factor to take in.
Yeah,
So yeah,
even
that's it. I
economics.
guess
Economics is also such an important subject, but like it's so underrated, I feel.
it's so underestimated. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
My father will
So
be the judge of that.
yeah. So I like. So yeah. I mean, going. I mean, we don't know what the. I don't know what my destiny is, but yeah, I'm also considering, like you said, like masters is an option and doing a job is an option. All right then. So I'm sure all my listeners could have related to something or the other that we said, and also about the confusing part about choosing your path after 12th. I'm sure that's relatable, and all of you would have been in that state of mind. All right then, that was a good episode. I'll see you
Yep.
guys in the next one. Bye.
Yeah. Thank you. Bye bye.